Today we're going to add some mixed media with a new technique made possible by the 12x12 Cardstock shop. So let's start with the mixed media. I'm going to be using the Distress Oxide color, Chipped Sapphire, and Stormy Sky to pair with the Echo Park Summer Vibes and my son's photo on a boat. Now I printed this in 5x7, so it does take up a significant portion of the page, which is okay. So today we're going to add some mixed media with a new technique made possible by the 12x12 Cardstock shop's Encore line for cardstock. But first we're going to start with mixed media, and we're going to do the kissing technique with Stormy Sky and Chipped Sapphire to get the blues from the Summer Vibes collection by Echo Park. So I'm just going to add these colors onto my mat here. Now this is just a normal mat for sewing, but I can still, because this is water-based product, use it for my mixed media. And this is the kissing technique, where we take some plastic, add some water to our ink, and then add it to our page. Now, we will be adding this darker blue in here because water is not always the same color, right? And the picture I'm using today is from my son last summer on a boat, which is perfect when you're talking summer vibes. And you can get that Summer Vibes collection at the 12x12 Cardstock shop, in addition to the Encore colored cardstock that I'll be using here in just a minute. So the technique that we're going to be using with the Encore paper is quilling. So quilling is where we use the paper and make it into spirals, or use a tool to make it into a spiral. And we can do this with the Encore paper because it's solid core. You can see the color throughout the spiral. If you did something with a white core, you would primarily see the white and then the color on the side. And so it's really nice that the Encore paper is solid core so we can see the color through our spirals. So let me teach you how to do this. You can grab any pencil or paintbrush or stylus that you have at home, and you are going to cut 1/4-inch strips of paper. And in my case, I cut them into 6 by 1/4-inch pieces. Now to make this easy on yourself, you're going to train your paper. So think of like scissors, and you have the ribbon for your Christmas presents or whatever, and you just kind of put your thumb on top of the paper on top of this, and you're going to pull the paper to make it circular. You're training your paper to go in a circle. Then you're going to take this end and you wrap it around as tight as you can and kind of use your fingers to pinch your paper and roll. You're going to do this for the whole thing. So then you're going to come out with a really tight spiral. See how tight that is? And I can take it off here and it's very tight. I let go and it loosens. So I'm going to do that to a couple of these pieces here. I'm going to train the paper. I'm going to pinch it and roll. So rolling the whole time. And if it gets off, that's okay. When you take it off the paintbrush or stylus or whatever you're using, you can kind of pinch it and it'll go back to normal. And you'll have a super tight spiral. Now to loosen the spiral, what I'm going to do is actually go through and do the same thing that we did earlier, but very gently. I'm just going to stick my paintbrush in here and I'm just going to go like that and pull out the curl. So you can adjust your paper by kind of straightening out that end. You can curl it more if you wanted to, but I want really loose circles for mine. So what's nice about this cardstock too, because it is solid core, I can pick which way the spiral goes and it does not matter. I can glue it down like this, or I can glue it down the other way, which is super nice. Now to glue this down, I'm going to take another piece of plastic here, and I'm going to add my art glitter glue to the plastic. I do not want to add it to my mat here because that will be very hard to come off. And I'm going to add quite a bit. Now art glitter glue is water soluble, so I can add water to this without jeopardizing the integrity of the glue. The reason I want to add water to it is so that it goes onto the paper very nicely. I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush here, and I'm just going to stir it together. And this will allow the glue to get onto my spirals a little bit easier. I'm going to grab my reverse tweezers, and I'm going to pinch towards the middle of my spiral, and I'm going to dip this in here. I'm going to add it to my page. Now I'm going to hold it there for a little bit because my spirals aren't perfectly even. You may be concerned about this being in your album. I am not concerned because the paper is pretty sturdy. Like, I'm pressing down pretty hard on this and it's not buckling at all. This Encore cardstock is very thick, and so I am really not worried about it buckling in my album whatsoever. Now, it is going to be kind of bulky in my album, so that is something to be kind of cognizant of. If you don't want your album to be bulky, this may not be the technique for you. In addition, I'm going to make some spirals that are a little bit bigger to go underneath my photo. Since my photo is bigger and I'm going to lay it on top of the spirals, I need something in the middle here to kind of hold my photo up and lay flat. So I'll add some spirals underneath my photo as well, in addition to the ones that are going to be decorative outside of my photo. And it's going to stay well because this is art glitter glue. Even though it's watered down art glitter glue, it will stay well. And this just makes it super easy to adhere with it being watered down. So I've used various items to hold down my spirals very flat to my page. And you can see I even added some spirals that are white, and they are actually some scrap cardstock that I had. They definitely did not spiral as nice as my blue ones from Encore. And what's going to happen is that's going to stabilize my photo on my piece of paper. Then I'm going to use the stickers from the sticker sheet, and I am going to lay my stickers out on top of the spirals, and I will glue them in. So what will happen is I'll add some glue to the tops of my spirals, and I will just set my images right on top. And for the majority of the part, I will have my pieces on top of multiple spirals. And if I feel like maybe I need a little bit of something right there, I'll just add another spiral. Not a big deal. I can definitely do that. So instead of foam, I am using paper on my layout. And then these three are going to land right about there on top of that cluster. And that's my page using quilling techniques and mixed media to document my son on a boat during the summer last year. Make sure to like and subscribe to the 12x12 Cardstock Shop for more paper crafting tutorials, and I'll see you next time.